Right, good evening, members. First of all, can I ask you to make sure your mobile phone's turned off or turned to silent so that we don't get any jingles getting played while we're at the meeting? And first of all, before I go into the agenda, I just wanted to say a few things in relation to the murder that took place over the weekend and the other stabbing as well. As we know, we've been inundated with police and pathologists and God knows what else, and the divers trying to find the weapon, etc., in the harbour. Can I say that following this on Sunday morning, I came down to speak with the police, etc., etc. Obviously, I knew I wouldn't get anything out of them, but I've just tried that anyway. But it was clear it was very serious at that time, and obviously at that time on Sunday morning, the person hadn't died. Following that, I know that both councillors had written already to Councillor Wing and Councillor Austin, had already written to various people, including the Chief Inspector, who happens to be away on holiday, I'm afraid. So I also wrote and included the Chief Executive of TDC, the Community Safety Team and the head of that, plus others, and demanding effectively a meeting as soon as possible. Initially, we were told there is already a meeting set up for September the 15th. I said that wasn't good enough. I went back and said, this is not good enough. I said, because we, as ward councillors and as a town council, because I wrote as a ward councillor and a chair of Ramsgate Town Council, that a lot of our residents will be frightened. A lot of our residents will be scared and don't want to come into town, especially at night. So my view was we could get a meeting as soon as possible. We can get some feedback from the police, and then I will put something out through Ramsgate Town Council on behalf of all of the council and the ward councillors. So I'm pleased to say that that meeting is going ahead tomorrow afternoon at 2:00, which is online, and I
can't. We should be at tomorrow afternoon. One of us will go to Wellington Park, and one of us will be at the meeting.
That's great. So it's the councillors who have been invited are from Central Harbour and from Eastcliff. I'm going to ask Roshan if she will, because she's setting up a vigil for next Friday. Do you want to just say something about that, Roshan?
Yeah, well, I think you have read my emails, everyone. I have known Ashley for, I don't know, maybe last 6-7 years, before the pandemic, actually. So I see him always in town and out and about. But last I've seen him, like on Friday, as I mentioned in my email, that I spoke to him about for half an hour and asking him. He went really looking very thin. I was saying, where are you sleeping, this and that, and a lot of other stuff. But sadly, on Saturday night, when I was working, he just waved at me between 9:30 and 10. I can remember that, we were fully packed at the restaurant, and he waved at me through the window, and I waved back at him. That was the last I seen him. So, it's one of those things after a few hours.
Yeah.
I didn't know until like Sunday evening it was Ashley, actually.
So I think, Roshan, what you're doing is great, and if anybody can be there, then please do. I shall make every attempt I can to be there. Now, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, how you're living. This is a tragedy. It's a tragedy for the people involved, and it's a tragedy for their families. Now, what I want to do, members, it's up to you whether you want to do it, but I would just like us to stand for a minute's silence for the loss of his life. Could you time?
Yeah, sure.
So those who want to stand, please, and then we'll do it from a minute from now. Thank you. Thank you, members. Right.
Can I just ask, as a Central Harbour resident, very close to where the homeless hang out, can I also attend this meeting?
If the police are arranging it, it's not for me. I've asked them, the police have arranged it, it's not for me.
So I can't.
Unless you've had the email, the answer to that is no.
Don't worry, Pat. It's St George's, isn't it? That High Street in St George's. I'm there on the Ramsgate Crime Stoppers. We've now got 2 tents on Spencer Square as well.
Okay, can we move on, please, members?
I'll make sure.
Right. Item 1. Apologies.
Received apologies from Councillor Huxley, personal commitment, and Councillor Young, extended absence.
Thank you. Item 2. Any declarations of interest, members, on items on the agenda? No. Okay. Thank you. Item 3. Public participation. We haven't got anybody who's asked to speak. And item 2 of number 3. Report from county councillors on matters directly related to Ramsgate. Councillor Shonk, have you got anything that you wish to say?
Not too much really, but we have got a joint transport board meeting in September, which I hope to go along.
Okay.
I'd like to have a formal chat with Paul Vallop to see how things are moving along. He's very hard to track down. He's busy like we are, but I did say last time the road repairs are much better in the town. Most parts, yeah, things are going.
Thank you very much.
Chair.
Yes.
Both of us wanted to pick up on something.
I just wanted to ask if anything's known about the we've got so many roadworks causing so much disruption and road closures because this is the KCC highways.
Please do.
Well, you know what my thoughts are. I think I've got to suspend it for 28 days, but speaking my mind, whether people actually voted in the unit to the Ramsgate, because we can't get in the Ramsgate and we can't get out of Ramsgate. And yesterday, more chaos at Westwood Cross. I think the road was closed to there and around the roundabouts. Nobody went anywhere yesterday. They were taking about at least 3/4 of an hour to get in and out. I just say that we've got this chaotic. We all sit in the traffic. My daughter works in Deal, and she takes about 3/4 of an hour to go 31 miles round. It's not always.
Could you possibly, together with Terry, just make comment in relation to? I mean, it's not just there; it's across the whole island. I mean, you're playing pinball effectively with your car.
How long? When's one of these roadworks expected to end?
Well, there are. I did see one this morning in relation to the Hame Road, and I'm trying to think. It's late September. So, you know, there is quite a lot, but I think the traffic lights,
Can I just come back on that Hayden Road? I think there's a water leak there near Jackie Baker's, and I don't think they want to do it because it's chaotic. I mean, if you've got business at Westwood Cross, that I always said, because I'm outspoken in lots of, and I have to watch time because we've got growth without gridlock. We've got the growth and we've got the gridlock. So what can we do? You know what I mean? If you don't watch that, you'll have new roads all over the planet, which is going to lose more farmland. I shall have a word with Terry and see what we.
I think it's
I'd like to see Paul Ballot here. He's the KCC member.
yeah, but I think, Councillor, that someone at Paul Vallick, we need someone above Paul Vallick's
Yeah. I do try.
pay grade. He's a smashing bloke and he's a good bloke. But I think we need to go up to the top. If it's all right with members, then I will talk with Dean and we'll write to the leader, KCC.
So there's over Paul Ballot.
Yeah.
Let him take the lead.
Yeah, well, it'll be up to the leader who she gets to respond. Councillor
I
Austin.
just wanted to pick up on the matter of highways to remind people about the email the town clerk sent round about how there is somebody who has funding for Dr. Hurst and we need to
Yes.
spend quickly. So we need to get our
Okay, I'm sure that the town clerk will, on her return, will make sure that that's done. Okay, thank you, members. Item 4, minutes of council meetings, to approve the minutes of council held on the 29th of July 2026. Only questions of record may be considered. Members, any questions at all?
No.
I therefore propose acceptance. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Hetherington. All in favour, please show. That's carried. Thank you very much. Right. Item 5, finances. This is in 2 parts, members. Item 1 of 5 is to receive a report of payments. Council is asked to note the payments authorised by the town clerk and RFO between the 1st to the 28th of August 2026, totalling £10,408.82, and approve the payment above the threshold delegated to the town clerk and RFO between the 1st and the 28th of August, totalling £111,534.37p. Any comments, members? Or questions? No, okay. Then I propose on part 1 that we note the content of item 1. Can I have a second for that, please? Councillor Everton, all in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. And item 2, part 2 of that is to approve the threshold above the town clerk's thing. So I propose acceptance. Seconder, please. Councillor Everton, again, sorry, I'm playing this side first. Yes.
Is this with regards to the grant funding? Isn't there an issue that we wanted to talk about?
I've not got there yet.
Oh, sorry, beg your pardon.
Yeah, I've not got there yet. I'm talking about part 2 of 1.
Oh,
Okay.
Leo, yeah, beg your pardon.
Okay, all in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Right, part 2 of 5, not the first part 2, the second part 2. It's a bit like them, no, I won't go into that. So to consider a report from the Deputy Town Clerk and Compliance Officer and the recommendations of the Grant Scrutiny Panel on the funding of applications detailed below. Now, there is one of these details, grants, applications, it's in relation to the Royal Temple Yacht Club that needs discussion. Was you were just about to mention that? Do you want to take that on, Councillor?
I'll let Dean talk about it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, thank you, Chair. So, the panel have requested the decision to be made by council for RFA, which is the Royal Temple Yacht Club, where they've requested £2,400 for legal advice regarding charitable status. The panel did refer this because they were concerned over value for money and the risk to the council. Although charitable status could be seen and looked into, it doesn't necessarily mean the Royal Temple Yacht Club will receive charitable status.
No.
So it could be a risk that you spend that amount of money and there's no return for the community.
And if I could just add to that, it also means that if we use that money for them to get legal advice, we therefore are not able to fund another organisation with monies that we could use those monies for something else. So it does mean taking away from another group.
Councillor Austin.
Until recently, I can't swear that it's the case now, but until very recently, Thanet District Council was funding for all across Thanet to give advice of this kind to organisations. I don't know if it's still happening, but I've been putting various organisations in touch with Funding for All, and I would have thought the yacht club should start with them, because they sound like they're just about funding, but actually they've given, I mean, they helped the town team write a charitable status application in the past. So I think we should recommend that they try that first.
Thank you for that, Councillor Austin. I wasn't aware of that.
I've got the chief exec's email, and I regularly put organisations locally in touch with her.
Sorry, I've got Councillor Shonk.
I think it's funny that to ask for a type of funding for an outside body, because I work with other people and we go down that same, but we wouldn't go outside and try and get funding just to me, it doesn't seem right on that.
Okay.
It's
Thank you. Councillor Edmondson.
Just going to say thank you to Councillor Austin. That was extremely helpful. I wish we'd known that when we were actually making the decision, because we felt we were depriving.
It may not still be. It may not still be available, but if it is, that it would be worth checking. And if it isn't, they may be able to suggest another alternative that doesn't involve going to great legal expense.
Councillor Nixie.
Can I make a proposal then for that particular application, that we write back to them and offer them that advice with the link, so that they can go down that route, and it would enable funds to be freed up for other organisations as well.
Do I have a seconder for that, Councillor Edmondson?
Maybe I better not actually.
No, you're fine for that. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I'm not finished with this subject. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. That's carried. Now, as normal, as I do, I will only ask if any members have any questions again on specific grant application that's before us. Then make it known, and then we'll deal with that particular issue instead of going through each and every one. So, members, have you got any comments about any of the deferred ones? Councillor Wing.
So reading on there, now we've resolved the Royal Temple Yacht Club. Is there a decision to make about Arts in Ramsgate?
Just want to check with.
Yep. So one of the provisos in that was, depending on the decision of RFA, there is an initial value in there. I think I can't remember the value off the top of my head. I think it's about £1,000, and then rising to 2,400. So now that resolution has fell, you may wish to stick with 1,000 or go to the 2,400.
I'd like to suggest we give them an upper limit, given I've seen so much positive stuff come out of that place, and they're dealing, we're talking about street drinkers, and they deal with some very, very vulnerable people, two of whom were on the streets, to my knowledge. So
I would second that. Just saying that.
Members, any other comments on that? No, so we've got a proposal and a seconder to give the arts degree the full amount there for £2,400. All in favour, please show. Thank you. That's carried.
Ramsgate Day, they did some amazing. I didn't go, but they did some amazing stuff outside there.
Okay, thank you. Right. Any other comments on the other items? Councillor Makinson.
It's my usual thing. The Ramsgate Historic Quarter is mentioned twice. I don't know whether it's two different things. I don't know what the current schemes are. And I always get shouted down when I say this. But we need, you know, they run courses and things. We need to see some evidence of how they're spent. Yes.
Hang on a minute, can I just get Dean in first, Councillor Austin?
Just to answer your point, so one of the things that the grant scrutiny panel are now doing is they're reviewing all the returns forms. In the pack that was sent out in that report, it details the returns forms for that, which the panel were happy with the spending.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
we're looking at it, don't you worry.
Councillor Austin, did you
I
want to?
just wanted to say that I think the panel actually said that they were really pleased with the information that had been provided. So that's good.
Members, any other questions on any of the other items? I'll take that as no, so I propose from the chair acceptance of the rest of the grant applications and seconded by Councillor Nixie. All in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried.
Yep.
Item 6, Radford House. We have the lovely Charlotte with us this evening to take us through if we need any help. So there's two parts to this. To receive and note a written report from Charlotte, the project manager, giving an update on various matters relating to Radford House. And members, hopefully you've read your reports. Have anybody got any questions they want to ask, or have they got any comments that they want to make? And especially if we've got Charlotte here, then hopefully, you know, you'll get the answers that you require. No? Okay then. Oh, hang on. You always come in right at the end. After I'm saying okay, hang on.
People like to wait for other people, but I just wanted to say, having seen the mock-up, I'm really glad we've pared things back, not just for financial reasons, but also we've saved so many historic features, the tiles, they seem, and the choice of doors that are going in, it just seems to, it looks really stunning if the mock-up happens.
That was always the plan.
That's what I mean. It's, but we, you know, there was going to be a much bigger spend on it, and we've pared it back. So
No, but we haven't pared back the saving of the heritage aspect of it. We've done other bits of it, but all of those bits that you just said were always in.
it is nice to see that that big space in the bottom, which I think would be really useful, is there and looks as if it's going to be lovely.
Thank you.
For those of you that haven't seen the photos, we've got them this week of what it's going to look like. And I've also received several photos of the work that's been done on the roof, which has been hard to obtain, obviously, because we can't get up there. And so I can send them out through Dean, perhaps, if I send them this slideshow, and then I'll send them out to everybody. So it shows just how bad the windows were and what we're doing, and with the work on the roof.
We tried to get it on the screen when we had the 6 o'clock meeting. Unfortunately, it didn't want to have it. It was playing up. So, members, are you okay with item 1? And that's to note the written report from Charlotte. I propose acceptance. Seconded, Councillor.
I'll abstain.
We haven't got the vote yet. Wait till you vote. Councillor Austin. Councillor Austin has that. All in favour, please show. Thank you. All against?
Abstention.
Abstain. Okay, thank you.
Pre-warned.
So that's carried, members. Okay, we have been warned. Right, item 2, to receive the following documentation and approve the internal refurbishment works for public tender. Item A, internal refurbishments, cost estimated report, and B, a summary of the report. Councillors are invited to a pre-meeting at 6 o'clock this evening. Some came, some didn't, because obviously you've got your own lives to lead. So what I'm going to do is quickly to ask Charlotte if she'll just give you a quick run through for those members who weren't here. Are you all right with that?
You want me to
No, all right, we'll let it.
Okay.
Sorry, it says March.
Eh?
It says March rather than August.
It does, you're quite right.
Yeah,
So-
that's why you didn't turn up then. It's actually next year, 2027.
Yeah, we're early.
A quick recap. So we are, let's say, we've started the external works, which is fabulous and all going well. And again, I've spoken to the site manager at the time. He has not foreseen any problems. Everything's going according to plan. We're on the time schedule, which is excellent, which means that now we can focus our attention on the internal works, and we can get that particular spike approved, which is what's happening now, so that we can make sure that that's watertight, that we go out to tender in a couple of weeks. So the idea being, we'll discuss it in a minute, we give that back to urban design, the guys that are running the project for us. They go out to tender. That tender process takes between 4 to 6 weeks, depending. We should have the results back in mid to late October, so that we should be able to say who our appointed company is to do the internal works, which is incredible, which means internal works hopefully can be started not long after that. So we really are, we've hit the ground running and it's going ahead brilliantly. So we have an internal works package which comes in the value of around 600,000, either, like slightly less, slightly more, depending on what's going on. Those internal works include things like the heating, lighting, interior design, colours. Again, we're keeping it very simple. That type of thing, making sure everything's paired back in the hall. We've got a nice kitchenette area. The lift is included in that price. So, it's basically everything bar from fixtures and fittings is what we are discussing for this particular proposal.
I think the important thing for me is that when we get our residents from various groups and whatever coming in, it's welcoming, and then they can feel comfortable in there. There are things that, I want to get a big screen so we can show films. The elderly want to come in, and we can show the appropriate, whatever that they think that they will want to see. There's all kinds of stuff. We even discussed down to having brass handles on the doors, internal doors, just to make it look proper. But we are in budget, and I think that's the important part. So, members, any comments, anything you want to raise at all? Councillor Green?
Just in regard to budgets, I don't think we have a problem with affording the internal works and the external works. Where we might have a problem is affording the site for the technicians. That's we can't give a definite opinion because we haven't got the final until we get the final quotes. But assuming that the internal works follows the same sort of pattern as the external works, that is definitely affordable. Fitting it out will be expensive too, and technicians' accommodation. Now, I think we will be okay, and if they're not, there are other ways of raising money, but it's not going to be as easy as I thought perhaps at the start of this year.
It's never easy, is it? Thank you for that, Councillor Green. I think it's like a lot of things. When jobs start, you always find things that you didn't expect to find. So you've got to have that bit of cover behind, of which there is. But there are added things, as we said, for the technicians, accommodation. We have got the planning consent for that. That's been approved. It's a double-storey containers. We can get purpose-made, which is approximately about £150,000, but that comes with a covering of the building so that it doesn't impact on the listed building and on the conservation area, and that's that's something that we need to, but obviously we've got to take money in hand on that. Also, another thing is the tunnel that's underneath. So that's got to be filled. So we need to, that's all outside the costs which weren't in, which we didn't know about. We didn't know about that. So I just put that, just gave it in.
I know it's the project manager first.
I took my children on a lovely day out yesterday to look at some used cabins, and they loved it. And I'm doing a lot of work looking into the costs and the quality of the used cabins, and I think that I will be able to, and we'll be able to benefit from this. In regards to the internal part, CFFE we call it, again, there's a lot of work, we don't need a brand new television because it's going to be used, so rest assured, I'm working towards a really...
Got one in your loft, don't you?
Well, yeah, but we don't need a brand new spanking television. We need a television that will show films, and you can adequately get them on second hand. So please rest assured, I'm doing everything I can to get that cost down. And the internet now is absolutely fantastic. I've spent a lot of time looking for some really quality goods at a really reasonable cost.
Yeah. That's great. Councillor Wing.
Is there any waiting when we choose a company? Is there any waiting to, this is obviously it's public money we're spending, it's not our money. Is there any waiting? Do we have some kind of waiting for local businesses or a local business to take this? And the second question I'd ask is, are we looking at using non-solvent bulb-based paints which have come on leaps and bounds? I use them all the time in my house because I'm fed up with white spirit and brushes going hard, but
we haven't got that far as to what kind of dissolvable paint or whatever it is that we're using, or explodable paint or something.
Right.
Councillor Nixie.
So with regards to answer Councillor Wing's question, so with regards to the assessment of the applications for the tender, that's why we employ Urban Design. So they go through and match us with best fit in terms of, price, distance, quality of work, and so on and so forth. And they've weighted that, and so we take their advice on board. And as of the last time, they give us the best fit and then the second option, and so on and so forth. And location comes into that best fit. So we are conscious of that. We specified that at the beginning. With regards to non-solvent paints, I know that linseed paint is being used on the external areas of the doors. With regards to the interior, I don't believe it is, and it wasn't specified. But in terms of the heritage aspect of the external appearance of the doors, then yes, it is. Okay.
Absolutely, we just haven't got that far yet. It's something that we are looking at and realise.
Thanks for that. Thank you for that. Councillor Green.
Yeah, at some point, I would guess between March and May next year, we're going to have to decide how we're going to use this building.
Yeah.
And how we're going to manage it.
Yeah, of course.
And the staff implications and the recurrent expenses.
Yeah. Let's get this done.
So that we have that on our...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is on the agenda. It's always on the agenda. Councillor Nixie.
Can I just say we've already started looking at that long ago, which is why we started doing meanwhile use. That look on the building has been ongoing since the project has started, and that's what Charles has very kindly done with the business plan and with the idea of where we're going. So that is well in the process already. It's not something we're going to wait to do before 2 months before May. It's ongoing, just so that people are aware.
It's not on the council agenda yet.
No.
It has been brought to council. Yeah, we have, and I said that we would have another meeting to look at it in more detail, but it has actually come to council a couple of months ago. We looked at it. Yeah, it has been.
Right, members. Any more questions? I'm going to propose from the chair that that we approve items A and B: internal refurbishment, cost estimated report, and a summary of the report. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Nixie, I will start on this side now. All in favour, please show. Thank you. Those against? Thank you. Yeah, Councillor John.
Just to confirm, Chair, that is to proceed to open tender for the internal
Yes,
works package.
yes,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, go for it. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Could I just say, I'm going to embarrass her a little bit, but
Because I don't rush enough.
Charlotte has worked her socks off if she had any on. She's worked her socks off. She spent loads of hours looking at stuff and everything, and I think we got the best prize when we employed Charlotte.
Yeah.
We were very, very fortunate to have her. So thank you, Charlotte.
You're very welcome. I've loved it, absolutely.
Right, just wait till we throw her out.
Would you hand you nothing?
I just want a word, Charlotte. Just hold on for me just a second.
I'm going to stuck it on the Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you.
Next item 7, Civic Functions. To receive a report from the Town Clerk and consider the motion contained therein from the Mayor seeking permission to via funds previously allocated for a civic service to be granted instead to the Mayor's 3 charities. Did you say anything?
Yeah, I can give a brief summary of the report. So the Mayor's nominated the RNLI, Salvation Army Winter Shelter and East Kent Mencap as the charities for the year. Rather than holding a civic service, the proposal is to distribute 75% of the 2000 budget equally between the 3 charities, with the remaining 25% retained for ad hoc charitable support during the year.
Members, any comments? Councillor Green?
I'm a bit concerned about this proposal because I think the town putting on, as the mayor putting on a civic service addresses a particular fraction of the population. If you like, the religious fraction.
Yeah.
So to propose to not have a civic service, I think is disappointing. Got no objection to the charities that the mayor's chosen. I think they're good ones. But I personally wouldn't want to see the demise of the civic service.
Could I ask our worship? No, it's all right. I can override. Can I ask the worshipful mayor just explain why?
Yeah,
So
because,
members can understand.
I have civic service before, and this is not the first time I'm a mayor. So I thought, well, local residents, they know that I have been mayor before and I've been re-elected. So I don't think it's really important for me to have that civic service for the community. I'd rather spend the money for the charities.
Okay. Councillor Austin?
I was just going to say that when Councillor Orwell was mayor before and we had a multi-faith service, I felt that sent a really good message about Ramsgate and who we are.
Yes.
Having said that, if this is to do with the funding, then I'd be happy to.
The only question that I would have is because as a civic ceremony, then it is for the residents. It's not just for the mayor; it's for the residents as well.
Yeah.
So that's stopping that is something. But that's just Councillor Nixon.
I would quite like a civil service of sorts, because I think, especially with the recent dealings within Ramsgate, I think it would be really nice if we had something where people from all walks of life came together and were in agreement with each other and knew that there was that element of support and networking. Because I do think it's important that we sort of link arms and make sure that everybody knows that they are valued and wanted. So like Councillor Green, I think that charities are fantastic, but I do think that it's quite important that we show some form of civic service.
I have a proposal, just something for you to consider, as to whether you would cut what you want to give to by half so that they get something, but also you get a civic service. It's just an idea. I'm just chucking it out there. Councillor Austin.
But no, I assume the civil service was costed and it went into the budget, was it?
So originally a civic service along, I think originally the Sailors Church, it was costing around 15 to 2,000. But if the suggested civic service held at Salvation Army,
Yes.
reduced heavily because it's not a parade, it's purely a service, which I believe is around 750 to 1,000.
Yeah.
Councillor Austin.
Yes, I'd support your suggestion, Chair, if we were going for a multi-faith service at Salvation Army or another likely location.
Well, I think that's great, but that's just me. Sorry, I've got Councillor Shong, then Councillor Moore.
I'll be different. I think we should keep the civic budget because it's very important for the residents of Ramsgate. If I'm voted out, I'm voted out. But that's my own thoughts on that. The civic budget is there for a purpose and we should keep it.
That's an important point.
Absolutely.
Councillor Moore.
I believe that the civic service should stay as a civic service. To take part of it away and give it to charities, you'll leave what you're going to do with the other half. It's going to be again used by the mayor for charities. I think the civic service is the town's. It belongs to the town with the mayor leading. And it looks great. You know, people come out and stand up on the cliffs and watch it as they walk along there and across the harbour.
Thank you for that, Councillor.
Should stay.
Thank you for that. Councillor Hetherington and Councillor Crittenden.
Well, I was quite keen on the idea of giving it all to charities, actually, initially, but having heard what everyone's had to say here today and thinking about what's happened in the town recently, I think we should have a pared down since, like you suggest, exactly. At the Salvation Army.
Councillor Crittenden.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm quite conflicted on it. I think from what I've seen in previous years, I haven't felt it was that well attended. However, it's a civic service. We haven't, and there is presence a lot of military or historic events like that. But this is for the town, as has been said by others. So yeah, I'm leaning towards keeping it, I think.
Councillor Lara.
Yeah, I think a multi-faith, like Councillor Austin said, that was my plan to have a multi-faith service at the Salvation Army.
I always expect that.
Yeah, no, so, and I'm happy to do that, and I don't think it's going to cost me £2,000 to have a multi-faith service. So yes, whatever we use for the service, the rest can go towards the charities. If that can be agreed, I appreciate that.
That's what I was going to propose.
Yeah.
That's fine. Anybody? Councillor Shonk.
I disagree. I think it's a duty as a mayor, whoever the mayor is, to have a civic service and keep it that way.
Thank you.
I think that's what we agreed.
Anybody want to, excuse me, please. Anybody want to make a proposal?
That we have a civic service, a multi-faith
Right.
at the Salvation Army.
And any leftover money can be donated to
Yeah.
charities specified.
Wherever. Yeah, I'll make the funds.
Seconder for that? Okay, Councillor Austin. Right. Members all in favour, please show. Sorry, I'll keep your hands up. Okay. Thank you. Those against? 2 against. That's carried.
Yep.
Thank you, members. Right, item 8, committee minutes. To note the following committee minutes for approval. Members, please, for approval by the respective committees. 1, Planning Infrastructure Committee, 5th of August 2026, and 2, Town Promotion Committee, 12th of August. Members, any comments?
No.
No. Can I have a proposer for Councillor Hetherington for acceptance? Seconder, please. Councillor Green. All those in favour, please show. Thank you kindly. It's very much. That's carried. Right, and item 9, we move on to two confidential items. So it is recommended that under the Public Bodies blah, 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 Act 1960, blah, 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 the public and accredited representatives of newspapers, whatever they've got, there's not hardly any left now, excluded from the meeting, so the public and press excluded from the meeting. So can I have a proposal for that? Councillor Nixie, a seconder. Councillor Crittenden, all those in favour, please show. Thank you. For those watching online, I'm sorry, we've got two private matters that